What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're checking out the all-new 2026 Toyota Rav4. This one's the XSE standard hybrid engine, all-wheel drive model, finished in the Windchill Pearl. Now this one's base MSRP is around $42,600. We do have some port installed options as well as shipping, so this one's sitting a little over $46,000. Now, we have filmed quite a few of these with Toyota at their corporate office. Those were all pre-production. So this is a production model that I'm finally taking a look at, and we're gonna see what this is all about. Personally, I think these are really nice. I think it's a great option. I think Toyota knocked it out of the park. So underneath the hood, this one's gonna get the 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder. It's a naturally aspirated engine with a simple hybrid powertrain. All-wheel drive net horsepower is 236. The engine makes 163 pound-feet of torque. You're gonna have 43 mpg in the city with 37 out on the highway, and that's all running on a 14.5 gallon fuel tank. With all that, the overall curb weight's around 3,800 pounds and towing's even 3,500 pounds. You're gonna get that blacked out Toyota badge, nice black bar connecting these LED headlights. Headlights have a pretty cool style to them with this nice running light on the upper and lower section. The actual headlight is sitting right there. You also have these really nice LED running lights down below. And I like how the XSE has all gloss black trim. There's no cheap plastic. So you got this nice gloss black front splitter, parking sensors, forward facing camera, and I love this body colored upper grille. Looks really cool. Got these black chrome slots in it as well. Just a really cool looking new car. I think they really did a great job making it look cool. It's got a bold, boxier appearance than before, and it really fits, just looking like a modern car. Got these really sharp lines throughout the hood, coming all the way towards the windshield. I like that style. And then I also like how the fender arches aren't just round. Got nice angles to them, adding to that boxy theme. And then the gloss black continues around them. Nice set of 20-inch wheels with a multi-spoke look. More gloss black trim throughout the whole rocker panel. And I love the bodywork. You have a sharp line cutting through the door, and then kind of a sloping line coming up towards that rear fender arch. We got the Stormtrooper vibe on this one with the black roof, this cool two-tone combo. You also have the gloss black mirror caps, turn signal and camera, all black up above with a sunroof up there, and just a really nice looking side profile with all those sharp lines. Towards the rear, you're going to see more of those nice sharp lines cutting into that rear fender. It is wider and boxier than before, so it just gives it a nice aggressive appearance. Got all the gloss black cutting to that integrated spoiler, and I like how the taillights are all integrated into the bodywork. That's a pretty cool look. You have more gloss black trim throughout the bottom, and then gloss gray right in the center. All your parking sensors, blacked out badging, and then I like the black connecting the taillights with Rav4 written out. So again, really not a bad angle, just a really cool looking car. You also have your power button right here we can grab, and we're gonna get that nice power operated for the tailgate. You're gonna see a lot of space in here. You can also tell just how nice and flat everything folds. So really roomy cargo space. You have a little cutout on the far right side, and then we even have a spare tire down below. We're gonna see a privacy cover in here as well. And then I like this one has some options like these LED lights. You have 2 grab handles, your power button. So nice and simple to operate everything. Now for the interior, once again, flat folding seats, and these even recline. So from here we can pull this lever, and you have about a 2-inch recline. You can see 3 people back here. Got a nice armrest with cup holders. The black Softex with this really nice micro suede that's perforated. Has a really good look. Blue stitching too. You're gonna get air vents, plugs, and storage. And then on the door panel for the back, you're gonna get a little bit harder plastic back here. However, this still is a soft touch. Then you have this nice really padded center armrest and a nice large grab handle. So then hopping in at 5'11", with the driver's seat at my height, I have plenty of legroom. You have a ton of headroom, like 4 or 5 inches. Seats overall are really comfortable. Recline angle is good. You have a lot of glass in here, so it's really roomy. I wouldn't mind the seat being maybe an inch taller just to cradle my legs a little better, but overall can't really complain. It feels like a really well-rounded, good-sized car without being anything too big. Now making our way to the front, opening the door, you're gonna get the same softer touch material up on the top, and then all the same padded material here. We do have a little bit harder plastic for the bottoms in this section, but overall it looks pretty good. Got all the storage, all of your controls, memory seating, power seats for the front, and then all the same nice materials. So you got the cool suede material, perforated down below. And then a nice black leather wrapped steering wheel with a 3-spoke design. From here, I can fire it up. Now, being a hybrid doesn't necessarily turn on. However, the engine will kick in when needed. So you got your Toyota badge, some kind of metallic gray color trim, controls on the left side for the screen and audio, cruise controls all on the right side. Got your stock as well for windshield wipers, turn signals and headlights on the left. Now, using this control panel, I can just scroll left and right and you're gonna get a couple different pre-designed screen setups. So lots of good info that's gonna pop up. You even have a full screen nav system. And then if you scroll up and down, you can configure what you see as well. So looks really good, nice and simple, but with a lot of good stuff on it. Over here we have the tailgate release, interior dimming. Got a little bit of hard plastics, but more soft touch. This metallic gray color. Harder plastic up here, but softer touch right in the center, and then harder plastic up there as well. So overall, you do have a good mix of nice materials. Got more soft touch, a lot of storage, the metallic gray color. Now for the new screen, I think it looks really good with what Toyota has done. This is the new Apple CarPlay, so you have all that set up as you'd expect with everything. But then for the Toyota screen, you have the built-in nav, audio that'll come up. Of course, your phone pops up. You can go through drive modes and more information and configure all of this. Got full screen built-in nav, audio, phone, and then all your settings like your typical Toyota. So it's got a good look to it. And then for climate control, fan speed is always going to be down here. Heated seats and steering wheel are very easy to operate. Temperature, you can use the scroller or you can just use this right here. We have a couple other shortcuts down below. So overall, I think it looks clean, it's simple. Really can't complain with just the overall new setup. So I do like it overall. In reverse, you got a pretty good backup camera with a top-down view. You can adjust that one as well. And then back in the park, we have volume right in the center, more of that soft touch. We have air vents, wireless phone charging, a ton of storage all throughout it. And then these are 2 of your drive mode areas. So we have the drive mode toggle. We can just toggle this button, or of course just use the touchscreen that you saw on the previous menu. We have an EV mode right here that will activate, turning the engine off, letting you do some slower speed electric driving. And then we have some off-road settings. We have the trail as well as the snow. And then there's even a quick shortcut to go back to normal mode, which ironically enough is also over here. So neat the way it's set up, got a lot of goodies for those drive modes. We have a downhill assist, traction control, and a plug, another plug and camera, all the storage, and then you see cup holders in the center. Now this is a nice metallic gray too, so got a lot of finished materials in here. Nice shift boot, park and brake, and then this is pretty cool. We can pop the tray around, and now we have a nice padded armrest. It'll open from either direction, so pretty cool touch and quite a lot of space in here. And then over here we have a nice glove box. One last look at the interior. Overall, I think they did a really good job. Most of it is a softer touch. I know we've had some people comment and saying everything looks cheap and plasticky. This looks better than most of the cars in this class. I don't know what some of y'all are talking about. It literally feels really nice in here. Definitely check one out for yourself. You have a nice sunshade up here, a little bit of a storage area, and then we have a thin mirror with garage door buttons underneath. All right, so setting off now in the all-new RAV4. So I've checked out quite a few of these with Toyota, but this is the first production model year. So to actually see this production ready, it feels pretty much identical to the pre-production ones that I've already checked out. So with this, I like the standard hybrid engine. You still have plenty of power, and you still have some EV driving capabilities for slower speed. So can't do it right now, but parking lot, you know, your driveway, maybe neighborhood, little things here and there where you don't need to have the engine turn on, it's a cool touch. But with the standard hybrid, you never have to think about charging it. You're just gonna get, you know, extra bump in power down low, and you have really good efficiency. Ride quality. Now, I like the XSE, I think the best. I think you get a sporty style with all the bells and whistles without going too crazy in price. So this is exactly what I would buy. If I were getting one, I just think this one fits my taste. It rides really comfortable and smooth. You have a really good view around. Visibility is fantastic around this car with no blind spots. It is a really easy car to see around. I like the steering too. It's got some weight to it where it actually gives you feedback. You feel like you're driving in a car rather than a robot. So it feels nice. I'm at 5'11" sitting here. I can get it pretty comfortable. I feel like I can get the seat nicely. The armrests are really good as well. My only complaint, because this moves, That is the only thing you're gonna hear kind of rattling in this car is that armrest. It's a little clicky sounding with the plastic bracket they use. But with that said, getting up to speed, it is a really smooth acceleration with the CVT transmission and everything. It really does get up to speed without really struggling. It's a smooth acceleration. And while it's just a 4-cylinder, it doesn't sound cheap. So it has a good tone to it without sounding too much like just a cheap little 4-cylinder. So I like the way it drives. I feel like it's just a really well-balanced crossover. It's zippy, it's easy to maneuver. Handling is nice too for the XSE. It's a little bit more sporty than you might expect, but it's really smooth and just comfortable to drive. It's also really quiet. You know, even just going 40, you don't really hear any wind noise or road noise. You feel pretty insulated. It feels kind of like a older school SUV being boxier. So you have that visibility, but you also have the quiet and comfort that you would like in a typical crossover. There's tons of storage too. I think they've really done well with all the extra storage bins and cubbies. So just an easy car to live with on the day-to-day, and you always know where to put something. There's literally a storage bin everywhere you look. So it just feels really easy to use, really nice to drive. The seats are padded well, of course with the heated and ventilated option. So you just feel like you have a lot of the good options. And then using the climate while driving, while not everyone's the biggest fan of having touchscreen controls, I'm not the biggest fan either. I feel like they've done it nice to where it's not really something you gotta think about. Fan speed is easy to get to, it's not a reach, and you have temperature on the left and the right side. So it's functional. Screen also works really well while driving. You have these large tiles, so it makes it easy. And then of course CarPlay works the way you would expect and is super snappy. Touchscreen is responsive. So I really don't have complaints. I think it drives really nice. I think this is a pleasant place to be. Definitely something to take a look at.